Dimp Digital presents Idle Game Chat.
Cool.
Hello, Apps here from Dimp Digital and welcome to the gaming quiz of 2022. We're back to do this long-running tradition of trying to find out who is the most knowledgeable contestant in the Dimp ranks. I'm joined and flanked alongside the resident referee and no longer the nearly man. He is the Grand Prix champion of 2022. It's Logan. How's it going?
Yep, good. It feels weird to have shook that title. I quite weirdly enjoyed the nearly man.
Wow.
Like there was something weirdly satisfying about
Being a
being
loser.
the nearly man. Well, I mean, it's getting so close in ever increasingly unfortunate circumstances. And when we did the live draw on the podcast last week, I thought there'll be something that's come out the woodwork. Like all of a sudden, God of War goes down to like an 87, and then that's that done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't
to be.
Really wanted to labour that one, I think, just because Adkins is in the call here. He's obviously the man that you've beaten out. There's some sour grapes there.
That.
People might be suggesting that you're the referee, obviously, of this, that you might be a bit biased against Adkins because he ran you so close.
Well, no, I'm biased against him because he fucking cheated last year.
That's true.
Forget about the FGL.
Yeah, that is very true. Well, let's introduce our reigning champion, which is actually Pacman Adcock. Back again. Can you defend the crown? That's what people are asking. The first time you won it, people said it was a major fluke. Last year, you beat off someone who was a convicted cheat. So, sort of got the fan base back on your side now. You can't let them down again.
Yeah, I'm going to do my best. I haven't really done much prep. I normally like to have a little scan of what's been going on. Haven't had time, but underprepared, but ready to defend.
Excellent. And then we're also joined by Lashit, the Dimp Digital Gaming Quiz charlatan, Mr. Adkins, who is how many times you won it? Twice?
Twice, I think, yeah.
At least twice.
At least twice, I'd say.
And now they may be stripped. They're still going through litigation on that because of the cheating from last year, the disgrace.
And here's my intro music.
I don't know why he tries it. It never works.
I was going to say, I literally immediately heard nothing.
Yeah. There we go.
There you go.
Eddie Guerrero. God rest his soul. But we're trying to do a little bit of trying to combat the cheating by making the time scales shorter.
Ain't going to work, is it?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. And then our final contestant for this year is our FGL champion, who's also a former Grand Prix champion. Actually gives Parky a chance to make history because that would mean he's won the Grand Prix, he's won the FGL Championship and the quiz. He'll be the only man to win that triple crown. So big pressure there. Mr. Parky, we know your back's in a bit of dire straits, but other than that, how you doing?
Not too bad. I'm not going to be too greedy. I'm thinking it's one championship one year, then this one, and then maybe win the quiz next year.
Okay. So it's a long-term plan, is it?
Yeah. 3 rings.
Fair enough. That's the way to do it. Well, for those that aren't well initiated of what goes on, I will be asking 3 questions for each month of the year, and it's usually just news that broke during the month. So sometimes the answers will be related to dates and circumstances outside of that. But none of this has been validated or been 4 eyes checked, so this could be bollocks. Some of this stuff that I say could be wrong, but I will lay the blame squarely at Video Game Chronicle because that's where I sourced all the stories from. And we've got Logan, who's our referee and scorekeeper, and will be tasked with making the final judgment should there be any controversial items, and also hopefully handling this time limit, which is to weed out the cheaters from last year. But I'm ready to go. The contestants are ready to go. Logan's ready to go. Let's get on with it and start the quiz for 2022. So straight into January. Question number 1. Nice and easy. I expect you all to get this. And they will be posting their answers into the private WhatsApp groups that we've set up for them. Although half of them left them the day after the quiz last year. I had to add them back in. So that's an annoying bit of admin I had to undertake. But January, here we go. Both Sony and Microsoft announced video game publisher / developer acquisitions in January. What were these two acquisitions? So we're after the companies that Microsoft and Sony were looking or hoping to acquire, and these announcements came in January. So pop your answers into the private chat and we'll be on our way, hopefully. I've got some answers in already, so ready to move on, I guess. Question number 2. Dying Light 2 developer Techland revealed how long it would take to, quote, 100% the game. How many hours did they quote? They tweeted this out. Controversial, caused all sorts of hassles because some people felt that it was perhaps a little bit too long, but how many hours did they quote? If you're unsure, take a guess. Unlike last year, the rule of there being a numbered question each of the months is gone. Whoever got closest got the point. So it's bob on or nothing. A bit more harsher. It didn't actually promote any high score. It actually got worse. So that's why that was done. Question number 3 to close out January. A FIFA and eFootball challenger revealed its first gameplay footage. What is this game called? Be surprised if anyone gets this.
Five, 4, 3. Yep. Fuck it.
Chucked it out there.
Oh dear.
There's some strange guesses going in there.
You have to put the pressure on these, don't you? Otherwise they'll sit there going, ooh.
Gawping at it. Right. Let's review January then. So both Sony and Microsoft announced video game publisher / developer acquisitions in January. What were these two acquisitions? So Pacman, I want to start with you because you actually only gave us one acquisition, which means immediately tripped over. So what have you gone for?
Oh, yeah. I think I know both answers, but obviously won't count now. So Blizzard. Was the other one Bethesda?
No, it wasn't. So
I blew it anyway.
Would have got it wrong anyway. Parky, what did you go for?
I went for Bungie and Activision.
Interesting. Adkins?
The same.
The correct answer was Bungie and Activision. So Microsoft going after Activision, Sony going after Bungie, FTC trying to scupper Activision as we speak.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes. Question 2. Dying Light 2 developer Techland revealed how long it would take to 100% the game. How many hours did they quote? Pacman, start with you.
200.
200 hours. Parky.
I went big. I went 400.
Yep. Adkins.
I went 5, but I'm thinking that's too high now.
The correct answer was indeed 500 hours, an absurd amount of time to be asking players to do, and they received a lot of blowback.
It was
for
5
that.
or 300.
Yeah, and an interesting way to market your game on hours, and then people got the ump with it, and so that's too much. It's not good enough, but there we go. Final question. FIFA and eFootball, a FIFA and eFootball challenger, revealed its first gameplay footage. What is this game called? Pacman. I like this answer. It's not correct, though.
Soccer Souls.
Soccer Souls. I mean, that's got to be a game one day, isn't it? That has to be there. It's not that. Parky?
I got confused, obviously. I thought it was going to be what EA were going to make now they lost the license. I put EA Sports Football.
I mean, it's sound logic, although it's incorrect. Adkins, what did you go for?
I've done a Gareth and just put say what you see.
Say what you see. You put eFootball, which was in the question, so it couldn't have been that. No, the actual answer is UFL. It's called. It's supposed to be a free-to-play game developed and published by Strikers. So, release date 2023. I think Ronaldo was one of the stars that were kind of attached to it. But look out for UFL in the coming months. So, Logan, scores on the doors, please, after round 1.
Yep, so Adkins leading the way with 2 points.
Yep.
Parky just behind on 1 point. And then Adcock, unfortunately, on 0 points.
That is not a good start for a defending champion, but long way to go yet. Let's move into February. Nintendo announced that the Switch became their best-selling home console ever. Which console did the Switch topple? So we're after the name of the console that was previously their best-selling console. Switch is now the king of all Nintendo consoles, and they even quoted it as a home console as well, which the Switch obviously is a handheld hybrid. So they were playing with words there, but the key term is home console. So you think back and see what was lurking for them.
5, 4, 3, 2.
He's chucked it out. It works, so keep at it. Number 2, a new video game related Lego set was made official. It was based on a PlayStation franchise / game. What was the game / franchise? So we're after some sort of PlayStation franchise here. Don't have to get the exact game title because I believe it was at franchise level. But there is an answer to be had out there.
5, 4.
That Google's slowing up for Pacman, isn't it?
1.
He's got an answer in. Final one. Platinum Games publicly stated they wanted to resurrect a previously cancelled game with Xbox. What was the game?
Again.
So Platinum Games publicly stated they wanted to resurrect a previously cancelled game with Xbox. What was the game? So you have to dig into the memory banks. Or as Parky's said, no idea, which is fair enough. Not slowing down the process though, is he? He's just, if you don't know it, he just puts that in there and we're like, right, we haven't got to wait for him. That's perfect way to conduct yourself. And we've got Pacman.
5.
Those cogs are working.
4, 3.
Dunno. Yeah, well, that's fine. That's completely fine. Well, that's February. That's February dealt with. And it's not a good start for Adcock at all here. Let's go through the questions and the answers. So Nintendo announced that the Switch became their best-selling home console. What was the previous console? Pac-Man, what did you go for?
The NES.
The NES, the console that really changed it all after the great video game crash. After the
I just realised.
well, I think you'll kick yourself when you find out what it is.
Yeah.
Parky.
I'm going for the Wii.
Yep.
Only because I worked at Game at the time and everyone bought one.
Yep. As we say on the podcast, even Nana had one. So we had people's nans knocking around with Wiis, and it was ridiculous. Adkins.
The Wii.
The Wii. The correct answer was the Wii. So Pac-Man, really, that's your wheelhouse, Pac-Man. That's a bit of a banana skin there you've slipped on.
It's a worry if I'm struggling on those ones, to be fair.
Mr. Nintendo himself chucking the NES out there as the best one. New video game related Lego set was made official that was based on a PlayStation franchise / game. Pac-Man, what did you go for?
God of War.
Good guess. Parky?
I was torn between Tomb Raider and Uncharted and went Uncharted.
Worth a go. Adkins?
Horizon.
The correct answer is Horizon. Adkins' impenetrable PlayStation knowledge coming in handy. They've got a Lego set for the Horizon. Did you buy it, Adkins, or was you sniffing around it? I'm sure you.
It was sniffing. I was going to pull.
It was going in and out of stock, wasn't it? At one point.
Yeah, Black Friday it went down, but I didn't know. I've run out of room for Lego now.
Bottled it. Platinum Games publicly stated they wanted to resurrect a previously cancelled game of Xbox. What was that game? We had 2 non-answers from Parky and Pac-Man. But Adkins, what did you go for?
Galbound?
Correct.
Yeah.
Clean sweep for the lad in February. Cancelled in 2017. And then, unsurprisingly, after Babylon's Fall being such a disaster, which they clearly knew at the time, they're off trying to publicly gain some cash and resurrect that project. But Scalebound was indeed the game that was cancelled, and who knows whether we'll ever see that light of day of that. Logan, scores on the doors for February.
Well, do you want scores on the doors for February or the overall scores after
Oh,
February?
yeah, overall scores. Yeah, I don't think we need to do each month, sorry.
No.
me
So
off.
Adkins, well, the way that you worded it threw me. And by the way, can I just say that when Adcock put through, he put through GOW,
Right.
what he meant was God of War, and I instantly read that
Gears
as
of
Gears
War.
of War,
Yeah.
and I
Sure.
thought, what are we doing here? But that makes more sense now.
It is an interesting question over who has the original GOW, because actually God of War was first, but I've always associated it with Gears of War because of the...
Yep, same.
So, interesting.
So scores on the doors are Adkins leading the way with 5 out of 6 correct so far.
Christ.
Parky just behind but behind in the middle on 2. And then Adcock, unfortunately, still on 0.
That really is not a good start for the defending champion. And is this...
It's a lot of ground.
It's a
It's a lot of ground to make up.
I'll be honest here. I would hope for Adcock to win just because it's easier to leave that shield round his. Otherwise, I've got to go around and bloody collect it and fucking drop it off somewhere else. But
Do the legwork.
none of you lot seem to be able to defend any of these titles. They're always swapping. It's bloody worse than Hall won it because he lives miles away. But that's the life of running this thing. March. Question number 1. Sony unveiled their new tiered subscription for PlayStation Plus. Name 2 of the 3 tiers. In fact, actually, there's 4 tiers. So ignore me. But name 2 of the tiers that are available. 2 out of the 4. That's all we need. A few to choose from. Tiered subscription service for Sony. Having a go at it.
I need one more. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good Googling there from Parky at the end. Excellent. Metacritic announced the winner of its 12th annual Game Publisher Rankings. Who knew they did such a thing? Who finished first in 2021? So after the top publisher, and the way they do it is basically games released and games scored average. I think you've got to release at least 4 or 5 or something, but Metacritic made this announcement
All time.
in March. No, just for 2021, sorry. They do it every year.
Right.
This is for the games that came out in 2021. So cast your mind back and think, oh, we had a good year there. And there'll be one publisher that was on top form.
5, 4. Right, they're all in.
They're all in. They've got there. According to GSD sales data, Elden Ring's UK release was the biggest launch for a game other than Call of Duty since blank was released. What was this game? So we're after the game that was the highest seller in the UK for a launch that wasn't Call of Duty. So you can scrap Call of Duty from the list. We're after another game that Elden Ring managed to breach. I guess they removed Call of Duty because it's the highest scorer every year. Or highest seller in most years. But what could this game possibly be? What did Elden Ring's launch get itself up to? Looks like we've got the answer, haven't we, Logan? Unbelievable.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, let's review the answers themselves. So we'll start with Mr. Adcock on this these two tiered names for PlayStation Plus. What did you go for?
Essential and extra.
Correct. They are 2 of them indeed. Parky?
This is annoying because I know how much they cost. I thought that was going to come up. I've got Essentials and Premium, I think.
Yep, Premium is one of them. So you've got that in Essential. I assume we're fine with Essentials instead of Essential.
Yeah,
It's not.
yeah, it's fine.
Adkins, what did you go for?
Same as Adcock. Essential and extra.
Bit of screen watching going on then. You could have had, so there's 4 of them. There's Essential, there's Extra, and there's Premium. There's also one in some territories called Deluxe. but doesn't exist over in these shores. The Metacritic Game Publisher Rankings. Who finished first in 2021? Mr. Adcock.
Microsoft.
Interesting. Adkins.
Ubisoft.
Interesting. Parky.
I went Nintendo because there's always something about Nintendo.
They're always lurking, aren't they? The actual answer, this is the reason why it probably made the news, was because everyone says they don't have any games, is Microsoft. They won the 12th annual Game Publisher Rankings in 2021 and were slapping that around on their social medias. Let's see if they win it in 2022. They won't because they haven't released any fucking games. GSD sales data. Biggest UK launch for the game other than Call of Duty. What did you go for, Mr. Pacman?
GTA 5.
It's a big boy, isn't it? It's a big boy. It's a long time ago, though. 2013.
Yeah.
9 years. Parky?
It's got to be GTA 5, isn't it?
Adkins?
I've realised it's GTA 5, but I put FIFA.
Well, the actual answer is closer than you think to GTA 5, but it's Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh.
So that was one of the larger launches that wasn't of Call of Duty for the UK, made by Rockstar, of course. So the DNA for GTA 5 was there, but unfortunately not correct for the boys. Logan, scores on the doors as we end Q1.
Yep, so Adkins still leading the way on 6, Parky's on 3, and Adcock claiming some ground back, and he's now on 2.
2 points in 1 month. That's going to boost his confidence, hopefully. April. Where's my bloody slides gone? Here we go. Nintendo seemingly swapped the release date for 2 of their games due to release in 2022. What were these 2 games? Bit vague, I know, but they essentially had a release date for these 2 games, or release window, and then one got pushed and brought forward, and one got pushed back, and they changed places. What were these 2 Nintendo games? Tough.
It is tough.
It's
Just giving an extra little few seconds on this before I start.
Bit of extra rope to hang themselves. Nothing wrong with that.
Hang on, so were both games released in 2022?
Yeah, both games are out. One was scheduled for... I'm making the days up. One was scheduled, say, for July. One was September. They then came out and said, we're swapping those, basically.
I mean, some say that's stalling techniques, but I'll let them have it. Really clever.
Googling tactics.
Right. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, we're all in.
We're all in. Remedy announced they were remaking 2 of their previous games. What are the games? So Remedy came out and was to much fanfare, I would say, saying, look, we're going to be remaking 2 of these games. Here they are.
Christ.
Remedy.
Famous games such as Control, their latest release. A great game, in my opinion. I really enjoyed that. Don't think Adkins liked reading up on the law.
Right. 5, 4. There we go. We're all in. We're all in.
He put the pressure on. Final question for April. Twitter released figures displaying the top 4 gaming moments between January and March. These figures were based on the number of tweets published regarding certain news items or specific games. Name 2 of the top 4. So this could be as simple as a game. It could be a news story. I want you to have a stab at trying to find 2 of the top 4 gaming news items according to Twitter. And there's 4. I don't know why they only released 4. You'd do 5, wouldn't you, Logan, if you're doing this, I think. Generally.
3 or 5.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
So I don't know what Twitter are playing at. That's why Musk's had to get involved. Isn't he? And don't forget, we're after 2 of the top 4. You won't get anything with 1. I'm losing track already.
Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to do. I've got all sorts of stuff coming through.
Wow.
Okay.
think we're in, aren't we? We're all ready.
Yeah, good. Yeah,
Excellent.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just digesting that and trying to figure out what the points are as I go.
Yep. It's not an easy task. So Nintendo seemingly swapped the release dates of 2 of their games that were due for release in 2022. Pacman, what did you go for?
Splatoon 3 and Pokemon.
Good effort. Adkins?
Bayonetta and Pokemon.
Parky?
I went for Splatoon and Rabbids Sparks of Hope.
See, between you, you've kind of got both of the games, but none of them in combination. It was actually Splatoon 3 and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Those were the 2 games that were swapped. So, not ideal for you boys. Remedy announced they were remaking 2 of their previous games. What are the games, Mr. Pacman?
I went with Max Payne 1 and 2, and I didn't know who Remedy even were until you said Control.
Oh, so I gave away the game.
Well, hopefully. That's a good shot in the dark.
When you said that, Apps, I thought, I actually don't know who Remedy are. And then as soon as you said Control, I started thinking back of the games.
Yeah.
So,
well, sometimes I'll offer a bit of assistance, not intentionally. So you're thinking there's going to be a double pack coming then, Pac-Man, little Max Payne 1 and 2 bundle. Lovely
Well,
job
to be
there.
honest, I just, you said that and I knew they made Max Payne, I just couldn't think of anything else they did, so went with 1 and 2.
Fair enough.
I know there's multiple.
Mr. Adkins.
Yeah, I've blown it and thought it was 2 separate games. Alan Wake and Max Payne.
Well, they've done Alan Wake already, didn't they?
Yeah, but that's what I thought. It came out at the beginning of the year, so I was like, oh.
Did it come out this year, was it? Is that when it came out?
I just like remastered it, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Parky?
Yeah, I'm glad I went Max Payne 1 and 2 because I couldn't think of any other game.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm racking my brains really. Got Quantum Break. No one's going to remake that. But Max Payne 1 and 2 are the famous ones and was the correct answer. So, very much looking forward to that. Adkins just trips on a little banana skin there, which is not
it
ideal.
wasn't even this year either.
No, was it last October?
Last October. It came out for Switch this year.
Well,
who's playing that on there?
Well,
exactly.
more people now because Nana's got a Switch apparently, according to those figures from earlier. So, what's going on there? Twitter released figures displaying the top 4 gaming moments between January and March. Blah 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 blah. What were the 2 of these 4 moments? So, Mr. Pacman, what did you go for?
So I said the GTA leak and the FIFA losing
the name.
Yeah.
Interesting. Parky?
Yeah, in hindsight, I probably should have gone for one of those. Went the Microsoft Activision thing.
Yep.
And I went something about Fortnite's new season.
Interesting. Adkins?
I went Activision deal. And then I thought, well, sod it, I'll go for another
A double deal.
So
Bungie and
Activision. The answers.
I was in a dealing mood.
I mean, it's sound logic because 2 of them were Sony to acquire Bungie, Microsoft to acquire Activision. The other moments were Elden Ring, just as a game. So the sensation of Elden Ring breaching the top moments in Twitter. And unbelievably, Parky, you were correct. New Fortnite season was one of the 4. So that is a fantastic effort there to pull that one out and just shows, Fortnite is fucking huge. Chuck anything in there with Fortnite and figures and numbers and you're probably got a 50% chance of it being correct. So well done on that. That's a good pluck. Logan, scores on the doors as we enter Q2.
All to play for with these scores now. So Adkins still in the lead with 7, but after some initial getting off the grid quite quickly, he slowed up and has really took his foot off the pace. You've then got Parky on 5 and Adcock on 3. So really not a lot separating them.
No. Yeah, Adkins, you've gone from hitting 5 in the first 2 months and only getting a point in the last 2. So a bit of a wobble going on there. Klopp-like, some are saying.
1 point in his last 5 questions.
There's the stat that he didn't want to
hear.
Okay, we move into May. Also, keep me honest on the months, Logan, because I think once I tried to skip a month and I got told off. So If I start skipping ahead, shout me down. And
Well, I've got 3 pieces of technology on the go at the minute. I've got an iPad, a laptop, and a phone. And if anyone's going to blow it, it's definitely going to be me.
well, maybe one of the lads will help us out. May, which UK games retailer appeared to be back in business after 2 months of not trading? Adkins straight on this. I knew he'd get this. He loves it.
I haven't used them.
Cool. Turned his back on them. I don't think I have, actually. Well, to be honest, 'cause I'm not really in the physical.
I was going to say, did you ever?
I used to use them a lot. I used to, when I was buying physical stuff, I used to almost always use them.
They got binned after that Destiny delay that I got. Livid.
Logan put the wrong address on his thingy, and they sent it to the wrong address, and he complained. That's the way
I don't think I did.
No, I don't think you did, but that's what I like to put down the law books. It was a user error. Next question. EA formally confirmed their split with FIFA and revealed plans to launch a new football game with a new name. What is the name of the new series? So this may have already popped up in some people's answers previously, so hopefully they've retained that knowledge. But FIFA... Well, it's the last FIFA is out now, isn't it? 2023. That'll be the last one that EA Sports make, and they're going to be carrying on with a football game, but it'll be under a new name. What is it called?
The worst name in
5, 4, 3, 2. Meh.
Yep. Which WWE superstar publicly reiterated their desire to play Johnny Cage in the next Mortal Kombat movie, loosely based on games? This one, I was clearly struggling that afternoon when I got that.
I've just gone purely on. I don't know this, but I've just gone purely based on looks.
Interesting. Quite a few WWE superstars, either current or former, that are in the acting game, so lots to choose from. And we've got all our answers in excellent progress. So, which UK games retailer appeared to be back in business after 2 months of not trading? Let's start with you, Pacman. What did you go for?
Simply Games.
Now, Logan, what do you think of that?
Oh, well, what was in terms of the answer that he gave in the group?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, he said it out loud without prompting, which suggests he knew it. But
I will let him have it. But
tell him now. Tell him the rules. You lay down the terms.
Well, I don't mind being. We've given essentials when it should be essential. I feel like I've got to try and be. I've got the intent. Like, what else are you going to put on the end? Like, simply Cox. Like, unlikely.
That's why they stopped trading. You don't realise.
I lost a point for saying Allied instead of Allied.
Yeah, but you completely changed the game name.
Yeah, and also remember you didn't say ancient Greece, Adkins. Come on,
Oh yeah, that was
getting Greece and
more to
ancient
it.
Greece mixed up. That's why the referee was installed, to take it out of my hands. I don't know what I'm doing. Parky, what did you go for?
I didn't know. I just guessed CD keys.
I mean, they are a very popular online retailer. And Adkins.
Simply Games.
Well, you didn't put a space in between it, Adkins, so we're going to take a point away from that.
There ain't. If you look, there ain't.
I know there ain't, because that's how websites work. Nothing's got a bloody space in it.
No, but even their logo ain't got a space.
Has it not?
Yeah.
I have to look this up, and on the fly. What's going on? What's their trading name? Oh, you're correct. Annoying.
I mean, we could mark him down because we're not looking for the right answer. We're looking for the answer on the PowerPoint.
That's true. I do say that.
So
it's what's on the power. It's like it's the same as Open Critic. Whatever goes on there is what's being addressed. Interesting. Anyway, EA confirmed their split with FIFA and revealed plans to launch a new football game. Mr. Adcock, let's start with you. What's the new?
Well, he's not
football
even
game?
told them if it's the right answer.
Oh, Simply Games is the right answer. Sorry, I thought we'd established that to start with, but no, correct at last. Pacman, new FIFA game. It's not going to be called FIFA.
EA Sports Football.
Parky.
EA Sports FC.
Oh. Adkins.
EA Football Club.
The actual answer is EA Sports FC.
Cool.
So
I knew I got it wrong in the last one.
So, by my reckoning, Logan, I don't know if you agree, that's a Parky only point.
Yeah. So originally I had Adcock down getting a point because I was like, oh, he's only missed club off, but Adkins has only missed sports out.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
I was like, for consistency, I can't say one's right, one's wrong. So, and because Parky got the whole thing correct, I think it is a sole Parky point, which
How about
feels slightly
point-
cruel, but
Points for all, I feel. Points for all, I feel.
Yeah.
No
you're
points
too
for all.
kind. I'm here to be an arsehole predominantly, and if it's got a word missing, then it's got a word missing, I'm afraid. I'd even be tempted if it said EA Sports Football Club to go.
Yeah.
But I'd probably.
I actually don't think it's called Football Club either. It's just called FC. I know it stands for Football Club. Anyway, so 1 point for Parky, none for the others. The Tom A brothers cut there. Which WWE superstar publicly reiterated their desire to play Johnny Cage in the next Mortal Kombat movie? Pacman, you went for the safe option here.
It's obviously not right. It's the first, once I thought of him, I couldn't get him out of my head. John Cena.
He has that problem.
Yeah.
You bastard.
Parky.
Yeah, I've gone John Cena.
Adkins, left field.
Left field. I went with the Miz.
The Miz? Who the hell's that?
He just looks like Johnny Cage.
Does he?
Well,
indeed?
he hasn't answered it, has he? Who is it?
Yeah,
Where did you get that from?
The correct answer is the Miz.
Oh, he's absolute stolen it. He just looks like Johnny Cage.
Is that enough though? Do you think? Can the Miz act? Do you reckon?
He does act, but I'm sure he's terrible. But he did. What was the film that John Cena did? The Marine.
Yeah.
He did the sequel to that. I was
Oh,
like,
Christ.
They've just downgraded the
whole franchise.
Yeah.
Put the Miz in it.
Yeah, and I feel unless I have heard of him, so I've definitely had the Miz in my head, but I've gone based on looks.
Good pluck though. Either way, whatever logic. Logan scores on these doors.
Cool, I've lapsed here. I was sitting here ready for June. So it's still pretty close, although Adkins has extended his lead.
Stretched his
So
legs.
he's up there, up top on 9. You've then got Parky on 6 and Adcock on 4.
There we go. Still all to play for. Can swing quickly and rapidly. Let's head into June. The Atari brand celebrated a milestone anniversary in June 2022. Which anniversary was this? So it's a number of years, basically, if you're struggling to translate that gobbledygook. What anniversary were they celebrating?
I feel like the pressure's on Adcock on this one. I don't know. It seems the sort of thing he'd know.
Yeah, well, that...
Old boy.
Been around... Well... Called him that.
Well, I didn't mean it like that. He just...
Christ. Crapped on him.
For the jugular.
So Sony launched a new gaming gear line aimed at PC players. What is the name of this range of products? I think I might have sent one of these to you, Logan, when you was doing your monitor search. These popped up. I can't remember.
Sure.
Do it again. For the question.
Sony launched a new gaming gear line aimed at PC players. What's the name of this range of products? So they're called something, and they're doing PC gear. I haven't really looked at it myself.
I love that Parky.
Well,
Yeah.
all right.
I thought that, to be honest, when I looked at this, I was like, I have not heard of that.
No.
So,
No, it's some of these are tough. Some of them are really easy though. This one, I thought this one is well, we'll see. I'm not going to speculate. AEW wrestler Samoa Joe was revealed to be playing Sweet Tooth in an upcoming TV show based on a gaming franchise. Which gaming franchise is this connected to? So there's a character called Sweet Tooth. Samoa Joe is going to be doing, I believe, the voice. I believe they have a mask on this particular character. But what is the what's the franchise that this Sweet Tooth's lurking in?
Tom, I need an answer quickly.
I mean,
Oh, no,
he's
I-
just speculating, isn't he? He's,
No. Look.
For stop it, 3, 2,
no, he's,
no.
he's wrong anyway. Whatever line of inquiry is
right,
going
okay,
down ain't
okay.
correct. I don't think
Fine.
it's
I
correct
could see
anyway.
you were trying to follow a train of thought, and I was like, I'm going to try and give him a chance to get it in, but
Not possible.
unfortunately couldn't.
Okay, the Atari brand celebrated a milestone anniversary in June 2022. What was the anniversary? Pacman, what did you go for?
I might have overcooked it. 40.
40 years, interesting. Parky?
Yeah.
See, I went big because we're in 2022 now, so
We
I
are.
went 60.
Yep. Adkins?
45, I went.
45. Closest, but not close enough. It was 50 years.
Yeah.
So, in between the amongst of all of you, but that's 50 years of a time. I can't believe they're still going after what occurred with them, but they are still toiling away. Sony launched a new gaming gear line aimed at PC players. What is the name of this range? I don't think anyone has a clue on this one. I think everyone put don't know. The answer...
Well, Parky said,
oh, yeah.
get a console.
Yeah, that's that would be a good range of products. The actual answer is InZone. INZZONE. No, well, evidently not many people have because no one got it. So a blank across the board. AEW wrestler Samoa Joe was revealed to be playing Sweet Tooth, an upcoming TV show based on a game franchise. Pac-Man, what was you thinking? Have you got to the end of what you were trying to find?
The hero shooter one where you play, it's really
Overwatch.
popular. Overwatch, that's what I was thinking of.
Okay. Interesting. Parky, you put not a clue, but you said Prince of Persia.
Overwatch is a better shout than what I came up with, yeah.
Yep. Adkins,
Twisted Metal.
the correct answer is Twisted Metal. Sweet Tooth is a character out of Twisted Metal.
Did he drive the ice cream truck?
I believe so.
I mean, I wouldn't have known that if I wasn't looking at the answer, but I was thinking about it. I was like, it must be the one that drives the ice cream truck.
Yeah.
And like a clown dangling off it.
That's it.
Antenna.
So, yeah.
Is that a Rockets thing?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Logan, scores on the doors.
Yep, so that was a tricky month, I thought, June. So scores haven't moved too much. Adkins still leads on 10, Parky on 6, Adcock on 4.
Yeah, only one correct answer out of all of you, and it is Sweet Tooth at the end. So we move into the second half of the year. This is where it will come up quickly, so time to start racking those points at. July. Twitter revealed which countries tweeted the most about games. Name 3 of the top 10. Probably a hard one for Logan to track in hindsight. But we want
Literally, I've just gone onto this page and I was like, how are you trying to make my job?
3 countries who tweet the most about games. It doesn't say anything about playing the games. They might just be gobshites. But it's all or nothing as well. So you need to make sure these 3 are in this top 10. Because if you only get 2...
No!
What's occurring?
It's... Right, hold on. Right, okay. Right, yeah, they're all in.
They're all in, okay. Question 2. Nintendo revealed a $270 Lego set, their most expensive yet. Which character was featured in this set? Straight in there from Pac-Man. Got all the answers, haven't we?
Yeah, sorry, I'm still faffing around on the bloody previous one. Yeah, they're all in.
Excellent. Third and final question is Xbox boss Phil Spencer, Big Phil Spencer, friend of the show. He revealed his most anticipated game of 2022 in a tweet. What was this game? So this is the head of Xbox saying, I'm looking forward to this game the most in 2022. He tweeted it out. What game was he looking forward to most? He's done it again, Pac-Man, after
Yeah.
Suppose we'll get there.
I would like some more specificity if possible. Yeah.
You've okayed it once, so you can't go back on that.
Set the standard. All right,
Yeah.
we've got all the answers in. Let's look at the answers. So Twitter revealed which countries tweeted the most about games. Name 3 of the top 10. Pacman, which did you go for? 'Cause
Yeah.
you got in a bit of a state.
So US and Japan. No, yeah, US, Japan, and then I said China, but then wasn't sure if they were actually allowed internet and Twitter. So we went back and went UK.
Okay. Parky.
UK, USA, and France.
Interesting. Adkins.
Went North America,
Oh.
Japan, and the United Kingdom.
Ooh, controversial there. Interesting. Well, the actual answers were, so these here are the 10. Japan, the United States, South Korea, Thailand, Indonesia, Brazil, Philippines, India, the United Kingdom, and Mexico.
Oh.
So, Parky, unfortunately, France has cost you there. Pacman, I believe you're in the clear.
Yeah.
And then it's all down to this Adkins one, isn't it? He's put North America. He's put the continent in there. What?
Yeah, that's a
You can't have
continent.
that. Yeah, I mean that includes Canada and various others. I think Alaska was that a state.
Chance
I
at a
remember
clean
that.
sweep for the month been snatched away from him.
I don't know why you've overcomplicated it with the words North America. If you'd just put America, you could have had it.
Well, so it's basically a point to Adcock only.
Yeah.
Yep, fair enough. Nintendo revealed the most expensive Lego set at $270. What was the character based on, Mr. Pac-Man?
Yeah, Bowser.
Parky.
I went Zelda. No idea.
Why not? Princess, after all. Adkins.
Hang on, I'm going to dispute that last thing. North America doesn't include Canada.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
North America is like Mexico, US, everywhere like north of Central America and South America.
North America's a continent.
Thank you.
The United States is what you're
Yeah.
conflating. It's like saying that the answer's France and you said Europe. That's how wrong it is.
And America can include Canada, which is a completely separate country.
North America!
Yeah.
Just like we've got South
It's like
America.
calling- yeah, exactly. It's like calling Brazil South America.
Right, okay.
I mean, it is, but it's also many other things.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Anyway,
Yeah,
what,
so I'm not just
Very
being
odd.
pedantic there. North America does include multiple others.
should have listened to Miss Marchand in geography, mate. Or Fenimore, he was a good one. Anyway, Lego set Adkins.
Oh, Bowser.
Yeah, the answer was Bowser. 200. Tempted by that one, Adkins? At that
No,
price?
Too much.
An eye-watering price. Doesn't it
Yeah, it
do
does
things
go
as well?
down. It did go down, the other day to 130 quid to be
Cool, can't shift them.
fair.
Strugglers.
What's it sitting at now?
No. Big Phil Spencer revealed his most anticipated game of 2022 in a tweet. What game was this, Pac-Man?
GOW,
Which one?
the only one. God of War.
I don't like this.
It's Slapdash.
It's very, very sloppy. Because it's not called God of War, it's called God of War Ragnarok, and the OG version was called God of
Oh,
War.
there you go.
Oh, shit.
So
I'll leave it in your hands, Logan. I'll support any decision you make here.
the problem is, I know what you mean, but
Well,
ha-
then
I-
say
I-
yes then.
so I'm going to tell
we
you.
knew what Adkins meant with North America.
So
So now I got the point deducted, so... therefore-
because both Adkins and Parky specifically said Ragnarok, I can't give you the point.
Took it off him.
To be fair, I only said Ragnarok because you said you need to be more specific.
Got to listen to these things. So Pac-Man blows it. Parky went for God of War Ragnarok in 2 efforts, and Adkins also went for God of War Ragnarok. That is the correct answer. So
He
where
loves
does-
bumming up them things.
Where does that leave us then? Scores on the doors then, Logan, after that controversial decision.
Well, sometimes, there's some slapdash answers going in. Like GOW, I could easily assume that is Gears of War and just give it nothing. So, need more and better effort required. So, Adkins, not Adcock. I knew I was going to cock that up at some point. He's leading the way on 12 points, Parky on 7, and then Adcock on 6.
Costly mistake potentially there, slapdash. Let's move into August. A new PlayStation 5 controller was announced at Gamescom Opening Night Live. What was this controller called? I've made it easier for everyone as well. I've put a little note there to Logan as to what would be accepted, because
I did see that, and I thought you've already given me.
Well, I didn't want to be squabbling with it, so I thought, what? I think
Argentina too now.
He's dated this.
He's
now.
dated it. Or it might be the semi-finals or the final. Who knows? Who knows who's going to get there? Bloody hell! Parky's already pre-ordered one, so he's off
Bloody
to
hell.
try me. A previous PlayStation exclusive hit PC Game Pass in a surprising move. What game was this?
Do it again.
A previous PlayStation exclusive hit PC Game Pass in a surprising move. What game was this? Raised a few eyebrows when it appeared onto PC Game Pass. Was previously a PlayStation exclusive.
So is that called Xbox and Microsoft PC Game Pass? Or is it just literally PC Game Pass?
They changed the name of it, funnily enough. It used to be called Xbox Game Pass on PC. Then they removed Xbox and just called it PC Game Pass. So it's important to note that it's not on Xbox Game Pass. It's not on the console version of the service. So if you have an Xbox only, you can't play this still.
Interesting.
So it was interesting indeed. Here we go. Oh, this one's going to be a pain. Sorry, Logan.
I saw it and I went,
The BBC's first ever gaming prom took place in August. Name one game or franchise that was featured on the set list. So there's a gaming prom, BBC setting it all up. What was one game? That's all we require. That was on that set list.
Five, 4.
One game. It's about 10 or so.
2, 1.
He's made it in.
Put it in there. Yeah.
Okay, so new PlayStation 5 controller was announced at Gamescom Opening Night Live. Pacman, what did you go for?
I didn't guess. I just thought PS Pro sounds right for a Powered Sarcon Pro.
Gone for Pro. Adkins.
The Edge, DualSense Edge.
DualSense Edge he's gone for. Parky, you said you pre-ordered one, so I doubt you got this wrong.
Yeah, DualSense Edge. I'm excited.
Correct. When's it arriving?
I think it's the 21st or the 26th of January.
Nice. Excellent.
Yeah.
DualSense Edge coming your way. And that is the correct answer. It was the DualSense Edge. I did put in the notes that we would accept just Edge as the answer because DualSense is worthless. But 2 people grabbing a point there. A previous PlayStation exclusive hit PC Game Pass in a surprising move. What game was this, Mr. Pacman?
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Parky.
I guessed Spider-Man.
Yep. Adkins.
I went Spider-Man as well, but
Incorrect, all of you. It was actually Death Stranding.
cool.
Kojima. So caught a lot of people out there. The BBC's first ever gaming prom took place in August. Name one game or franchise that was featured on the set list. Pacman.
I went Zelda.
You started to try and specify as well to make up for obviously past
Exactly.
mistakes, but
Got scared, didn't I?
that's fine. Parky.
If in doubt, Zelda. But then I got a little bit spooked, and then I started specifying as well. I've got to put the legend bit in now.
Adkins.
I just went for one game, GTA 5.
So that's an interesting. I mean, GTA 5 set music is all real songs, though, isn't it? Mostly, like the radios.
Yeah,
I mean, is that not
yeah,
is that not
but
the
you'd
game's
have-
soundtrack?
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have the little whatever.
Oh, that opening bit.
That was
Well, the reason I ask it's not on there, I just wanted to get the logic
Yeah.
of a game that's made up of radio stations of real world music. Would that necessarily feature in a gaming prom?
didn't understand what a prom was. I was just thinking
Oh.
of all people dressing up as a fucking like a school prom.
No, it's a music. It's basically like a live
Like an orchestra.
orchestra,
I
yeah.
had no idea.
Rendition.
a rendition. There we
Oh,
go.
I was sitting there thinking it was like a fucking celebration of games.
Was there a
People-
Final Fantasy on the list? Because I was tempted to put Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah, well, I think Final Fantasy was on the list, but it was Final Fantasy 8, I believe, which is a bit of a strange choice. But I would have accepted Final Fantasy. I'll try to not be specific on the games. Although, so I'll go through the list. It's got Chronos on there, which is an old game. The Legend of Zelda, unsurprisingly. Pokemon, Echo,
Nice.
Secret of Mana, Final Fantasy, Shadow of the Colossus, which would have been awesome, Kingdom Hearts, Traveller, Battlefield 2042. GTA 5 you'd expect to be in there over that, so maybe Adkins wasn't as daft as we first thought. Dear Esther and Let Us Melt.
Cool.
So there's a few classics
Hotline
in there.
Miami.
No,
Get that in there.
cut off again.
That's a great one, yeah.
Yeah, miss him, but maybe they'll do it next year. But that's,
Surprised Halo didn't make it, to be honest.
yeah, no, these are all good shouts. Maybe you should put a letter into the BBC and say, wait, here's the games you should be doing. Logan, scores on those doors, please.
Yeah, just interestingly, because I'm just looking at like the last thing everyone's wrote on my phone, like for all the chats. I actually thought Adcock had said main theme. And I was going through, and I was like, that ain't on the list. I was like, what the hell is main theme? And then obviously it's only when I've gone back in, he's gone, oh, Zelda main theme. So I had to upgrade Adcock by a point because I'd blown it. So Adkins still leading the way on 13 points. Parky on 9 and Adcock on 7. Still all to play for.
Interesting. September. Let's get into it. Which 2022 Platinum game developed and Square Enix published game was pulled from sale and given an official shutdown date in February 2023? So Platinum developed the game, Square Enix published it. They essentially pulled it from sale shortly after release. It had been out about 4 months. Which game was this? In what has been widely considered this absolute disaster of a game. It released in 2022, and then before the year was up, they went, right, that's getting binned, sorry. Big pressure here.
Yeah. All in.
All in. Nintendo has officially revealed the name of the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and confirmed a May 12th release date in 2023. What is the game called? And you don't need to put The Legend of Zelda, you just need to put the subtitle. So it's Legend of Zelda and then whatever it's called. This is the big one people are anticipating for 2023. Nice and hopefully not too taxing. And the final question for September. Electronic Arts and Koei Tecmo have had officially unveiled a new project which they call, quote, a new kind of hunting game featuring unique crafting mechanics. It is due to release in February of 2023. What is the game called? So it's EA and Koei Tecmo going together to create a new game. What's the game going to be called? We should be getting it in February 2023.
Five, 4.
That's obviously... Everyone struggled with that one by the sounds of things. September, let's do the answers. Which 2022 Platinum developed game was pulled from sale and given an official shutdown date in February 2023? Mr. Pacman.
Babylon's Fall. I'm sorry.
Parky.
I mean, I only know Square Enix from is it Monster Hunter and Final Fantasy? So I went Final Fantasy 15, but then you started talking about getting shut down. So yeah, Final Fantasy 15.
Adkins.
Big old Babylon's Fall.
Yep. Correct answer was Babylon's Fall, which Hall did have in his fantasy gaming team for a little while. Unfortunately, he transferred it out because, as I read it now, it's sitting on a 43 score. Aggregated 65 reviews and a 43. So to say disaster would be an understatement, I think. Nintendo has officially revealed the name of the sequel to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. What was this called, Mr. Pacman?
Tears of the Kingdom.
Parky.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Adkins.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Correct. Tears of the Kingdom is indeed going to be the subtitle, and we look forward to playing that in May. Electronic Arts and Koei Tecmo officially unveiled a new project, which they called a new kind of hunting game featuring unique crafting mechanics. What's it called, Pacman?
I might as well write Don't Know. I just put Wild Hunter.
Parky?
Extreme Goat Sniper Elite.
Adkins?
Ultra Hunting Simulator 2023.
Interesting. The actual answer, so you weren't far off, Pacman. I know it was a guess. It's called Wild Hearts.
That Wild in.
Yeah. So sort of 0.5 a point you're going to be asking for, but not getting it. But no, Wild Hearts is due to be coming in February. And it's more, when they say hunting game, I can see where people went to. It's meant to be a clone of Monster Hunter, that sort of hunting game, rather than, goat hunting or whatever people get up to at the weekends. Logan, scores on the doors for September, please.
Yep, so Adkins still in the lead on 15. Parky's just behind in 10. And Adcock just behind in 9.
There we go.
I say just behind. I mean, there's 5 points between. Some say that's a comfortable cushion, but it's all to play for.
If Adkins can extend the lead to over 6 in the next round, he will be the winner because they won't be able to catch him. So this is where the pressure mounts up.
Possible, some will say.
October.
2-1 Argentina. Oh.
There we go. Back in it. Which game was cancelled in Japan after it refused to make cuts and therefore was not able to pass the Suro rating, which is basically the ratings board in China? So they said, if you want this out in Japan, you're going to have to make these cuts to your game. We don't want it. And they said, nah, we just won't release it here. What game is this?
I love that, by the way.
I think it's great. I think it's like, yeah, fuck you then. This is a lot of work for us. Just because you don't like whatever it is in the game.
Five, 4,
Put the pressure
3.
Apologise for the spelling there.
I mean, that's paper like in it, but I get the gist. It was announced that Henry Cavill will step down as being Geralt after The Witcher Season 3. Who will replace him for Season 4 and beyond, if they go beyond?
Unforgivable.
I mean, that's a disaster, isn't it? That really is. It's really annoyed me, that entire saga.
Shocker.
Was that because he was going off to do other stuff? Or he just...
Yeah, it's because he's doing Superman again.
Yeah, I thought it
I've not seen it after season 1. Is it still all right?
Yeah,
Season 2 was
I mean,
alright.
Yeah.
Tits.
Yeah, a little bit of that.
Tits.
Little bit of that. Hitman 3's roguelike mode was delayed once again. What was this mode called? It's basically a question for me. I don't think anyone else plays Hitman or even knows anything about it, but I like Hitman. What's this mode called? Oh, Christ.
What are we doing?
Okay, we've got answers in for October. Which game decided not to make any cuts and therefore would not be released in Japan? Pacman.
I don't know why.
As you wrote
I
it.
spoke to you about
As
it.
you wrote it.
Salisco protocol. Oh,
You didn't get the
protocol.
But you meant Callisto Protocol, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't like the dismemberment apparently, and they didn't want to change it, so they just went, nah, not releasing it. Parky.
I think I've misspelled it as well. It's Callisto Protocol.
You said the Castillo Protocol.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Adkins.
Callisto.
You've missed an L, Adkins, so you ain't got it right. It's got two L's. So if we're going to be really spiteful, we could be taking points away from all three of you, but I don't think we will in that instance. It was announced that Henry Cavill will step down as Geralt after season 3. Pacman, who will we getting replacing him?
Hemsworth brother. Liam.
Of the Liam variety. Parky.
I've heard it's going to be Dimp's own hall.
It'd be the worst Witcher in the world. So slow, not active, always complaining. Adkins.
Mr. Hemsworth of the Liam variety.
That is correct. He'll be stepping in to Geralt's shoes and or boots. Hitman's roguelike mode was delayed again. What is this game? What is this mode called? Adcock?
Spy mode.
Yeah, why not? Adkins?
Hitman Rogue Rapist.
Yeah. Be bold to go with that one.
Can't believe we even said that on the podcast.
Broadcasted it.
With the airtime.
Lucky it's not radio. Parky.
I went for secret agent mode.
Yep. All good efforts other than Adkins, but it's actually just called Freelancer. So nothing more, nothing less. Logan, scores on the doors.
Yep, so Adkins in the lead on 17. We've then got a tie-up between Parky and Adcock on 11. So, I mean, Adkins, by the looks of it, needs one more to secure the championship out of the next 6 questions.
Yep.
So, you know,
It could be
realistically, it's a fight for second place.
Well, let's see how we get on then. We move into November. Get this bloody slide working. Veteran voice actor Kevin Conroy died at the age of 66. Which character was he best known for playing in the video games world? Adkins straight in there.
Oh,
He couldn't
cut up about
he still
it.
cut up. It was a bit raw, that one, wasn't it? I'd done these questions today when I was at a stinking hangover, so any low hanging fruit was installed.
How do you feel now?
I feel not too bad. I mean, it's like 9 o'clock in the evening. I shouldn't feel this bad all the way through, but yeah, it wasn't a good day today. Okay, the BBC announced a radio drama adaptation of a well-known video game franchise. Which franchise was this? So we're going to get a radio drama of this, courtesy of the BBC. I mean, there's obviously 100 odd games you could pick, but can you pick the right one?
Weird that this will be on like
franchise or
BBC
a
Radio
game?
4 or something.
Yeah, it will be on BBC Radio 4, exactly that.
Of a franchise or just a sole game?
Well, I mean, it's got multiple entries, so I'd call it a franchise, but the first game would have been called just what the name is.
Right.
I mean, he's groaned at that, but I think that was a fairly good explanation as to...
It was a bit, I know, I just said, right.
Perfect.
The groaner?
Why is he not like that?
I don't know.
Just
Do you
went,
mean a game or a
right.
franchise? What's the fucking difference? Come on.
I said the word right.
You don't want to get caught out by being not specific enough, I think.
Yeah.
He's been burnt by that and he doesn't like
What
it.
you mean is you're looking for a specific entry in a franchise?
Yeah,
or
no,
is-
just the well-known franchise. Xbox Live celebrated a new anniversary in November. What was the anniversary? So again, we're looking for the number of years in which Xbox Live has been a thing, I guess.
Ooh.
So, what anniversary were they all celebrating? I don't know why people are celebrating that. Here's to X amount of years of paying for online multiplayer, huh? Weren't doing that before.
Yeah.
Being clapped in, innit?
Yep.
Okay,
All in.
we're all in. November then. So veteran voice actor Kevin Conroy passed away at the age of 66. Which character was he best known for playing in the video games world? He also played the same character in the animated series of said character. Pacman.
I don't know. I was just trying to think then after he said an animated series, but still not sure.
Any guess? Any? Yeah, there's nothing at all. Blank.
Spider-Man, one of those sort of.
Worth a go, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Parky.
I didn't know he'd done the video games, but I know he did the animated Batman, so I just guessed Batman.
Yep. And Adkins, obviously, you're cut up about this, as you said already.
So I put Batman.
The correct answer is Batman. So, and also they announced at the Game Awards he will be playing Batman in the Suicide Squad game. So it must have been one of his last ever gigs. Yeah. So that was announced at the Game Awards. So you get to hear his voice at least one more time as Batman. Let's hope the game's good. BBC announced a radio drama adaptation for a well-known video game franchise. What was this, Mr. Pacman?
Life is Strange.
Parky?
I've gone Skyrim.
Yes. Adkins?
Assassin's Creed.
Sort of on the right track there, Adkins. Ubisoft property.
Ooh.
But it's Splinter Cell.
Oh, crikey.
So
In that,
I don't know. I mean, it's an odd one, but I might have a little listen to that. Xbox Live celebrated a new anniversary in November. What was the anniversary, Pacman?
15 years have gone.
Worth a go. Parky.
I've gone 20.
Better.
Adkins.
I went 25 because I remembered it used to be on the original Xbox for a little while with Halo, but
Correct.
could be wrong.
Now, the stinker is, I believe the original Xbox came out in 2001. And then Xbox Live came out a year later, meaning in 2002, it was started and it was 20 years. So well done, Mr. Parkleston.
Imagine being alive for some of this history.
I know. Yes. I mean, Adcock's been alive for some of that history and probably double that. So imagine how that poor bastard feels. Anyway, scores on the doors for November, Logan. I think it's over, isn't it?
It is over, yeah. So Adkins in the lead on 18.
Go and collect that
take
fucking
the title.
trophy.
Yeah. You've then got Parky on 13 and Adcock on 11, who is on a 4-question winless streak at the moment.
Yeah, he's spot of bother here. You know, could go from first to third. Unbelievable
Top to
turn
bottom.
events. Yeah.
I'm saying.
Deary me. Right, final one, December. Supergiant announced their first ever sequel to one of their previous games at the Game Awards. Which of their games are getting a sequel? So they've released about 5 games, I believe, and they've never done a sequel before.
This was announced at the Game Awards. I've not even watched it yet.
Well, not a clue, says Parky. This is tough. Answers in. Excellent. Right. Dead Cells announced a new crossover DLC with a well-known Konami franchise.
I did see this.
What is this franchise? An old classic, some would say. Some would say, what are you talking about? And I just shrug my shoulders and say, how's that going to work? And they just shrug their shoulders back and say, we don't know yet, ain't out. Cool. Getting close. Which game scooped the most awards at the Game Awards? So it's just who got the most awards given to them in total. Lovely stuff. Right, December. Supergiant announced their first ever sequel to one of their previous titles at the Game Awards. Which of their games is getting a sequel? Pac-Man.
It's Hades 2.
That is the game, yeah. Hades will be getting a sequel.
I meant to say this to you.
Oh, did you see it today, did you?
Yeah.
Yep. Adkins.
No point.
No point, he said. Next. Parky also said not a clue, so not a lot of take up for that one. I'm assuming you're okay with that, Logan, in terms of a point for old Adcock.
Yeah, I get what you meant. He was saying the
Have I
name of
misspelt
the
it again?
sequel. No, no, no.
Oh, right.
No, because App said what game is getting a sequel, and the game that's getting a sequel is Hades. But
Right.
because you said Hades 2, you were naming the sequel, so
Right, yeah.
I get it.
That's fine. Dead Cells announced a new crossover DLC of a well-known Konami franchise. What franchise is this, Pacman?
Tell me this one again. Oh, yeah. Castlevania.
Parky.
I had no idea, so I went Metal Gear.
Good guess. Adkins.
Castlevania.
Yeah, it's Castlevania, although I would love any crossover of Metal Gear. Anything's fine, seriously. Just something at this stage, but Konami going for Castlevania and Silent Hill, it seems, these days. And the final question, which game scooped the most awards at the Game Awards for 2022, Pacman?
I went Elden Ring.
Adkins?
Elden Ring.
Parky broke away from the group here.
Yeah, probably got that wrong. God of War Ragnarok.
We'll be pleased to know you're the one who got it right. It was God of War Ragnarok with 6 awards. Elden Ring got 4 in the end. So God of War Ragnarok is the correct answer. So well done. Nice positive note to end that on. I believe, if I'm doing the maths in my head, that actually is a very important point anyway, but I'll let Logan confirm the final scores on the doors.
Yeah, it was. I was up until that last question. So as we know, Adkins has won with 19 points out of 36 this year.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
But yeah, up until that last question, both Adcock and Parky were tied on 13 points each. So that really was a tiebreaker question. And, you know, I feel like both were good answers, Elden Ring and a God of War. But that one Parky, the second spot with 14 points.
Excellent.
And then, Adcock, unfortunately, in third with 13. But made it interesting at the end. Very interesting at the end.
Well, so what's interesting about this is that the highest score ever accumulated is 23 points by Adkins and Adcock in successive years.
Oh.
Last year, Adcock won it with a disgusting 15. I mean, a real diabolical number to get. Previous to that, Hall won it in 2020 with 19 points, is what Adkins has scored this time. But yeah, at least the average has been brought up a little bit there, Adkins, by getting 19, and we're not living in a world of 15 correct questions getting answered. So congratulations, you take the title back. That's the third time you've won it, and the first time in you haven't won it since 2017. No, 2019 you last won it.
2019,
Yeah.
not post-COVID.
So actually, the COVID era killed you off. That's actually the third time you've won it as well. So that now gives you some daylight between you and the others in terms of the most of winning it. Parky, congratulations, second place. Got to be pleased with that.
Yeah, very pleased. I thought I'd absolutely blown it at the end with Elden Ring God of War.
No, you plucked out the bag and secured yourself the second place. Pacman, 13 points. I mean, only 2 less than last year, so sort of on form, but clearly the competition was a bit stiffer this time round.
Well, that's it. You can only, go against yourself, really. So happy enough with that. Happy taking part.
There we go.
Had a couple of barren runs in there, Adcock.
Yeah.
That's what's like the first 6 where you got nothing was clearly not helped.
That's it. So I think off the back of that start, I'm actually all right with that. Like, a close third to second.
Well,
not the end of the
around
world.
sort of spring, summer, you had a 5-question barren run, and then later on in the year, you had a 4-question barren run. So you got better. You went 6-5-4. So I think it's a memory thing. I don't think the knowledge is there. It's
getting it out.
Yeah.
Getting it out. Yeah.
So I think Adkins scored at least a point in every month, which is key to this game. You got to be ticking these points over. Can't have these.
Yeah. He had a 4-question scoreless streak from questions 8 through to 11.
Yeah.
But other than that, pretty consistent in getting not many zeros in a row. And then he only had another one, which was 32, 33, and 34 were all zeros. But other than that, didn't do too bad. Parky, to be fair, it looks like looking at binary code. It's like 1s and 0s. He didn't really go through Here we go. So question 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So you had a 6-question blower
Yeah.
between sort of in the middle of the year. Questions 15 to 20.
Fatigue setting in.
Hmm.
But good job nonetheless. I'm going to do one last question because we do have a tiebreaker ready, and this is just purely for fun. So one last question. How many awards were on offer at the Game Awards in 2022? So whoever's closest gets this little bragging right to end the podcast.
In the box, yeah?
Yep. How many awards were on offer? And whoever's closest will get it. There we go. So
all in.
All in. So Pacman, what did you go for?
30.
Parky?
Sorry, I've just seen that Netherlands have drawn 2-2.
We've missed the greatest game of the
25.
quarterfinals. 25. Adkins?
Yeah.
25.
The actual answer is 32. So Pac-Man, you would have won the tiebreak
that's
had
the
it
real
been relevant.
quiz.
That is the real quiz, some would say. But no, congratulations, Adkins. Your reputation may well have been redeemed. We'll decide. I think your term of being called the charlatan is now officially up. So congratulations on returning to the top. Thank you to Parky and Pac-Man for participating again. It's always good to have you guys along, so I appreciate that. And Logan, obviously, no longer the nearly man, still the resident referee though. Done a great job of keeping me honest and making sure we didn't blow. I think we done all right, didn't we?
Yeah, no major controversies, which is good. Sometimes feel a bit harsh with some of the decisions, but
They've got to be made
it's
though.
because you have to be cruel sometimes so that you can enforce things later down the line if required.
Yeah.
But thankfully this year, no huge controversies to deal with, which is good to see. A nice clean game that we know of.
Yeah, we'll find out down the pub, won't we? When after he's had a few pints, he'll start revealing all the cheating that was going on. But as we say, it is like the Tour de France sometimes. There could be all sorts going on. But that's it for the quiz for 2022. If you were playing along at home, shout out your score, though. I know you're definitely going to be lying, so perhaps don't bother lying to me. But nothing more for us to say here other than thanks for your time and ta-da.
This was a Dimp Digital production.